What if I told you that the way you speak is not as powerful as the way you make people feel? In a world full of noise, the ones who connect quietly, deeply, are the ones who change lives. This is not about fake charm. It is not about perfect words. It is about connection. Real, lasting, human connection. If you want to influence others, build trust, and become unforgettable, then like this video, subscribe, share it with someone you care about, and stay till the end. Because once you master the art of connection, your whole world changes. Section 1. The magnetic power of connection. What makes some people unforgettable? They walk into a room, and everyone feels their presence. They speak, and people lean in. Even when they say little, their energy says everything. That is the magnetic power of connection. It is not about being loud, or showing off, or trying to be liked. It is about being real, being warm, being fully present. We live in a world where people are always distracted, scrolling, checking phones, half listening, half caring. But when someone truly shows up, with eye contact, with attention, with presence, they become rare. And anything rare becomes valuable. That is what connection really is. It is presence, and presence creates trust. Now, think about this. You may forget what someone said, but you will never forget how they made you feel. Maybe they looked at you like you mattered. Maybe they listened without interrupting. Maybe they smiled with kindness, not with a goal. That feeling stays. That is the power you already have. You just have to unlock it. People are not looking for perfect words. They are looking for someone who sees them, who hears them, who makes them feel safe. This is not taught in school, but it is the most important skill in life. Whether you are in business, in friendships, in love, or in a room full of strangers, connection decides everything. It decides whether people trust you, whether they remember you, whether they want to walk with you, or walk away. And the best part, you do not need to change who you are. You just need to show up fully. Let me paint a scene for you. Imagine you walk into a room. Two people are standing there. One is talking nonstop. They look past you. They check their phone. They talk about themselves. The other says little, but when they speak, they look into your eyes. They pause before they answer. They ask you about your story. They truly listen. Now, ask yourself, which one would you remember? Which one would you trust? Which one would you want to meet again? The second one, right? That is connection. It is not noise. It is presence. This is backed by science too. Research shows that warmth and trust matter more than competence. People follow those they feel connected to. Yes, your energy matters more than your resume. In fact, within the first few seconds of meeting someone, their brain has already decided, safe or unsafe, trust or avoid, stay or move away. And guess what shapes that decision? Your face, your eyes, your posture, your tone, not your words, not your titles. Connection happens before language. It is emotional. It is instant. And it is real. But here is the beautiful truth. Anyone can learn this. You do not need to be a natural. You do not need to be an extrovert. You do not need to fake anything. All you need is one shift to start making people feel seen. Look at them when they talk. Put down your phone. Ask questions that matter. And then truly listen. Not to reply. Not to impress. Just to understand. Because the deepest form of respect is listening with your full heart. People will start to notice. They will smile more. They will open up. They will lean closer. Why? Because they feel safe, because they feel seen, because they feel valued. And in a world that rarely offers that, you become unforgettable. You do not need a loud voice to be heard. You do not need charm to be loved. You just need presence. That is the magnetic power of connection. It begins in silence, in stillness, in choosing to see the person in front of you, not as a number, not as a task, but as a human being. So today, try this. Slow down. Make eye contact. Ask, "How are you really?" And stay present for the answer. You will be amazed at what happens. Because when you connect deeply, truly, gently, you do not just change the conversation. You change someone's day, maybe even their life. That is the kind of influence that matters. That is the kind of power that lasts. And that is only the beginning. Section 2. Why first impressions decide your future. First impressions are powerful, and they happen fast. Within 7 seconds, yes, just 7, someone has already made a decision about you. They do not know your name. They do not know your heart, but they have judged your face, your voice, your posture, and your presence. It is not fair, but it is true. The human brain is wired for speed. It scans quickly. It protects quickly. It decides quickly. Is this person safe? Do I trust them? Do I like them? Do I want to talk to them again? Those answers come before you even speak. So the question is this: what are you saying without words? Let me take you into a scene. Imagine you walk into a room, maybe a job interview, or a networking event, or a first date. Before you say anything, you are already speaking. Your walk, is it rushed or relaxed? Your shoulders, are they open or tight? Your eyes, are they engaged or distracted? Your smile, is it forced or warm? People are reading it all, and what they feel becomes your reputation. Now here is the good news. You can shape that impression. You do not need to be fake. You just need to be aware. The most powerful people in the room are not always the loudest. They are often the calmest. They walk with purpose. They speak with clarity. They pause before they respond. That pause, that stillness, creates power. It says, "I am here." It says, "I see you." It says, "I am not here to prove myself. I am here to connect." That changes everything. Confidence is not about perfection. It is about presence. People feel it, and they respond to it. So, how do you create a powerful first impression? Start with your body. Stand tall. Lift your chest. Relax your shoulders. Let your arms rest. Make your body say, "I belong here." Next, use your eyes. Look at people, gently, not intensely. Hold their gaze for a few seconds. Then smile. A real smile. Not too big, not too small. Just soft and warm. That smile does something magical. It lowers walls. It says, "You are welcome here." And people remember that. Now, your voice. Speak slowly, with pauses, with breath. Rushed speech feels anxious. Calm speech feels confident. Your words matter, yes, but your tone matters more. Say someone's name with warmth. Say it with care. That moment might be small to you, but it can mean everything to them. Also be present. Put your phone away. Face the person in front of you. Lean in just slightly. These small cues show that you care. And that care creates connection. First impressions do not need to be perfect. They just need to be human. When people meet you, they want to know one thing. Can I trust you? Trust is built in micro moments. In a smile, a pause, a nod, an open heart. If you want to win someone's trust, give them your presence. Nothing is more powerful than that. And here is something else to remember. First impressions are not just for others. They are also for you. When you carry yourself with calm, when you show up with intention, you begin to believe in yourself. That belief becomes your energy, and energy speaks before words do. So, the next time you meet someone new, pause, breathe, look into their eyes, smile, stand tall. Let your presence speak louder than your words. Because in this world of rushing and noise, people crave realness. They crave calm. They crave connection. And you can give them that. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Because the first impression you give can be the start of a relationship, a friendship, a life-changing opportunity. So do not take it lightly, and never forget, you are always making an impression, even in silence. Make it a powerful one. Section 3. Listening like a leader, loving like a human. We live in a loud world. Everyone is speaking. Everyone wants to be heard. But very few are truly listening. Real listening is rare. And because it is rare, it is powerful. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. They wait for their turn. They nod without care. Their mind is already somewhere else. And deep down, we feel that. We feel dismissed. We feel unseen. We feel alone, even in conversation. But when someone truly listens, something beautiful happens. Walls fall. Hearts open. Trust begins. Listening is not just a social skill. It is an emotional gift. When you listen fully and gently, you tell someone, I see you. I hear you. You matter. Let me tell you a small story. A young man walked into a coffee shop. He sat across from his mentor. He came with problems, with pain, with fear. He talked. His words were messy. He was unsure. He felt lost. But the mentor said very little. He just sat there, nodding slowly, looking into the young man's eyes. And when the young man finished, there was silence, a soft silence, a healing silence. Then the mentor said, You already know what to do. You just needed someone to listen, so you could hear yourself. That moment changed everything. That is the power of listening. You do not always need answers. You do not always need advice. Sometimes you just need presence. Listening is love in action. It says, I will not judge you. I will not rush you. I will stay with you here. Leaders understand this. Great leaders listen more than they speak. They ask questions. They stay quiet. They hold space. Why? Because when people feel heard, they feel safe. And when they feel safe, they trust. And trust is the foundation of every great team, every great business, every great friendship. But here is something deeper. Listening is also healing. Many people carry pain, and most of that pain has no voice. They have been shut down, ignored, dismissed. So when someone listens, truly listens, it allows that pain to rise, to speak, to be seen, and finally to heal. You can be that healing for someone, not by fixing, not by talking, but by listening. Let your eyes stay soft. Let your breath stay slow. Let your heart stay open. Do not rush the silence. Sometimes silence is part of the story. Be patient. Let them unfold. And when they finish, pause. Then say something simple. Thank you for sharing. I hear you. That sounds really hard. I'm here for you. These small phrases carry great power because they show that you are not just listening. You are holding space, and space is sacred. Now, let us talk about emotional intelligence. Listening is a key part of it. When you listen well, you start to understand emotions. You hear what is not said. You notice the tremble in a voice, the long pause, the heavy sigh, and you respond with care. That is emotional maturity. That is what makes a person feel safe with you. Whether in leadership, friendship, or love, listening creates the bond. It is also a gift to yourself. When you listen deeply, you slow down, you become present, you quiet your own thoughts. That stillness, that focus helps you grow too. You learn more, you connect more, you lead better. So, how do you become a better listener? Start by putting away distractions. No phone, no glancing at screens, no multitasking. Next, focus on your body. Face the person. Relax your shoulders. Keep your posture open. Then give signals. Nod. Say, Say, I see. Say, tell me more. Let them feel your presence. Let them know they have time. And when it is your turn to speak, speak slowly, speak kindly, speak with love, because your listening created a space. Your words now live inside that space. So honor it. Listening is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is not silence. It is attention. It is not about waiting to talk. It is about caring to understand. That is what true connection is made of. So today, listen like a leader, love like a human, and be the person someone can open their heart to because they know you will not interrupt, will not judge, will not run. You will stay, and in that quiet presence, everything changes. Section 4. Turning small talk into deep connection. We all know small talk. It fills the space. It breaks the silence. It helps us get started. But small talk often stays small. How are you? Busy day. How's the weather? It is safe. It is easy. But it rarely feels real. And deep down, we want more. We want connection. We want to be seen. We want to feel understood. So how do you move beyond surface level talk? How do you go from light to deep? Without making it awkward, you start with presence. When you are fully present, even simple words carry weight. Your energy tells people, this space is safe. And when people feel safe, they open up. Let me paint a picture. You are at a gathering. You meet someone new. They smile and ask, so what do you do? You could give the usual answer. Or you could say, I do this, but what I really love is helping people grow. That little shift invites more. It opens a door. Or you could ask, what made you choose that path? Has it been what you expected? What do you love most about it? Suddenly, it is no longer small talk. Now, it is real. The person pauses. They think. They answer with depth. And now you are connecting. Deep conversations do not need to be heavy. They just need to be honest. You do not have to ask hard questions. You just have to ask human ones. Try this. What's been the best part of your week? What's something that made you smile today? What's something you're excited about right now? These questions are light, but they touch the heart. They show that you care. They show that you are listening, and that makes people feel good. Now, here's a secret. The goal is not to impress. The goal is to express. Share something real about yourself. Something true. Something small but honest. I've been tired lately, but also really grateful. I've been thinking about what really matters. I'm trying to slow down and enjoy life more. These moments create connection because they make you human, not perfect, not polished, just real. And real is powerful. You do not need deep conversations all the time, but you do need them sometimes. Because those are the conversations that stay, that bond people, that build trust. Small talk builds a bridge, but deep talk builds a relationship. So, how do you move from one to the other? Step 1, listen. Be curious. Let the other person lead. Step 2, share. Not too much, just enough to invite them in. Step 3, stay present. Let the silence breathe. Let their words land. And finally, follow the thread. If they say something important, do not move on. Go deeper. Say, that sounds important. Or, tell me more about that. Or, how did that make you feel? These words unlock hearts. They say, I'm not just here for words. I'm here for truth. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to dig too deep, too fast. But when the moment feels right, you can choose connection. And when you do, people will remember you, not because you were clever, but because you cared. And caring is unforgettable. Let's be honest. We all want to be known. We all want to be heard. We all want to feel like our story matters. You can give someone that, even in a single conversation. And you will walk away feeling fuller, because connection feeds the soul. Small talk has its place, but do not stay there forever. Look deeper. Ask better. Listen longer. Share more. Turn the ordinary into the meaningful, one conversation at a time. Because when two people speak from the heart, even for 5 minutes, something sacred happens. They both leave changed, and that is the magic of connection. Section 5. The emotional art of making people feel seen. Everyone wants to be noticed, but more than that, everyone wants to be seen. Not just their face, not just their name, but their soul, their struggle, their truth. To be seen is to feel valued. To be seen is to feel alive. In a world where people are often judged, often ignored, often overlooked, being seen feels like love. Not the loud kind, not the dramatic kind, but the quiet kind. The kind that says, I know you are here, and you matter. So, how do you make someone feel seen? You start by slowing down. Look at the person in front of you. Really look, not past them, not through them, but into them. See the human. See the heart. This is not about staring. It is about presence. It is about saying, without words, I am fully here with you. Next, pay attention to the little things. Notice when their voice changes. Notice when their smile fades. Notice when they pause too long. These small signals speak loudly. They tell you what words never will. And when you notice them, mention them gently. You seem a little off today. Want to talk? I noticed your eyes lit up just now. That was beautiful. You went quiet for a moment. What came up? These are not just questions. They are gifts. They are doors. They say, I see more than what is shown, and I care enough to ask. Another powerful way to make people feel seen is to remember. Remember what they told you last time. Remember the name of their child. Remember the goal they shared, the pain they admitted, the story they offered. When you bring it up again, it tells them, you matter enough to stay in my mind. That alone can change someone's day. Most people feel invisible, even in crowds, even in friendships, even in families. So, when you give attention, real, present, gentle attention, you make them feel human again. And that changes everything. Sometimes You do not need to say much. Sometimes the best thing you can say is, I am with you. I understand. You are not alone. Even a silent nod, even a soft touch on the arm, even a warm look can speak volumes. You do not need the perfect words. You just need the real ones. And here's a truth you should remember. Being seen is not about being fixed. It is not about offering solutions. Sometimes people do not want answers. They want acknowledgement. They want validation. They want to hear. That must be hard. Thank you for sharing. I hear you. These are simple phrases, but they carry deep emotion. They bring comfort. They create trust. Let's go deeper. Imagine someone tells you, I am struggling right now. You might feel the urge to fix it, to offer a solution, to say, stay strong. Everything happens for a reason. But that can feel cold. It can feel dismissive. Instead, pause, breathe, then say, thank you for trusting me with that. I am here for you. That moment, that presence, that softness makes someone feel held. And being held, even emotionally, can bring healing. There is a phrase that changes lives. Tell me more. 3 simple words. They say, I care. I am listening. You are safe to open up. Use those words often. Use them with your friends, with your family, with strangers, with yourself. Tell me more opens hearts. And when someone opens their heart, they trust you forever. Also, be mindful of how you react. When someone shares something personal, your face speaks first. Do not flinch. Do not look shocked. Do not judge. Stay soft. Stay open. Let them see that you can handle their truth, that you can carry it gently, because that is what we all need. Someone who does not turn away. Someone who stays. In every conversation, you have a choice. You can stay on the surface, or you can go deeper. You can talk to the mask, or you can speak to the soul. When you choose the second, you build something strong, something real. You build connection. And that kind of connection is what changes lives. So today, slow down, look deeper, listen longer, speak softer, make someone feel seen. Not because you need something, but because that is what we are here for. To witness each other, to hold space, to say with presence, I see you, and you matter. Section 6, the invisible science of influence. Influence is not control. It is not pressure. It is not manipulation. Real influence is quiet. It is invisible. It happens in small moments, and it begins with connection. People follow who they trust. They listen to those who listen to them. They open up to those who make them feel safe. This is the core of influence. It is not about force. It is about feeling. Let us start here. Have you ever met someone who never raises their voice, but always gets heard? They do not rush. They do not push, but people lean in when they speak. That is true influence. It is not loud. It is steady. It is grounded. People are drawn to that energy because it feels honest. It feels strong. It feels safe. You do not need to be the smartest. You do not need to be the most powerful. You just need to make people feel that their choice is their own. Here is something important to remember. People are more likely to follow when they feel it was their decision. This is called the I decided for myself effect. So if you want to influence someone, you must stop pushing and start inviting. Instead of saying, you should do this, try saying, what do you think about this? Have you ever considered this path? What would happen if you tried this? These questions open doors. They give the other person space to think, to reflect, to choose. And when they choose, it sticks because it came from them, not from you. Now, let us talk about how energy plays a role. Your presence influences people before your words even begin. If you walk into a room with calm, clear, open energy, people feel it. They may not be able to explain it, but they respond to it. They lower their guard. They become more open. They want to listen. That is influence without speaking. And when you do speak, the tone of your voice matters. Speak slowly. Let your words breathe. Do not rush. Fast talk can feel pushy. Calm talk feels confident. Use pauses. Let your words land. People need a moment to process. Give them that. Now, here is a secret most people miss. Influence is not about getting your way. It is about guiding gently. You plant seeds. You share ideas. You listen to theirs. You let the idea grow naturally. Sometimes influence means letting go of the outcome. It means trusting the process. Because real influence is never forced. It is earned. It is offered. It is felt. Let us look at a real-world example. A leader walks into a meeting. Everyone is stressed. The team is falling apart. Instead of yelling, the leader stays calm. She says, "I know this has been hard, but I believe in this team. Let us figure this out together." She does not blame. She does not command. She connects. And suddenly, the team shifts. They feel supported. They feel trusted. They want to rise. Not because they were told to, but because they chose to. That is invisible influence. It is not in the orders. It is in the presence. Now, let us talk about language. Certain words carry power. Simple phrases like, "What do you need right now? How can I support you? I trust your judgment. I believe in you." These words make people feel capable, heard, seen. When people feel that way, they want to do better. They want to grow. That is leadership. That is influence. Also, remember this. Consistency builds influence. People trust what is steady. They trust what does not change overnight. So be consistent in your values, in your energy, in your care. When people know what to expect from you, they begin to relax. And when they relax, they begin to listen. Lastly, never forget the role of listening. You cannot influence someone you do not understand. Ask questions. Let them speak. Hear their fears. Understand their dreams. Then speak into those places. That is where true influence happens. In the quiet spaces. In the listening. In the respect. You do not need a loud voice to change a life. You just need presence, patience, and care. Because influence is not about power. It is about trust. It is not about being right. It is about being real. It is not about control. It is about connection. So go gently, let softly, speak kindly, and let your presence do the rest. Section 7. The Charisma Code. Presence that draws people in. What makes some people magnetic? They enter a room, and you notice. They speak softly, yet people listen. They do not try to impress, but still everyone leans in. That is charisma, but not the kind you see in movies. Not fake charm, not loud energy. Real charisma is quiet. It is warm. It is deeply human. And yes, you can learn it. You can build it. It starts with presence. Let us break it down. Charisma is not about how much you say. It is about how you make people feel. When you say nothing at all, You can feel someone's energy before they speak. That energy comes from the way they carry themselves, from the way they breathe, from how grounded they are. Grounded people feel safe, and safety draws people in. Let us look at the 3 pillars of charisma. First, presence. Presence means you are here, not just physically, but emotionally. You are not checking your phone. You are not thinking about yourself. You are with the person in front of you, fully, completely. That kind of attention is rare, and rare things are always valuable. When someone gives you their full focus, you feel important. You feel seen. You feel safe. That is charisma. Second, warmth. Warmth is not fake smiling. It is not being overly nice. It is genuine care. It is kindness without expectation. You listen with soft eyes. You nod gently. You hold silence when it is needed. Warmth is a soft strength. It does not chase. It does not push. It simply holds space. People trust that. They lean into that. And third, confidence. Not ego. Not arrogance. Real confidence is calm. It is quiet. It is steady. You speak slowly. You pause often. You do not rush to prove yourself, because you are not trying to be liked. You are trying to be true. This confidence makes people feel safe around you. They know you are not pretending. They know you are not performing. You are just you. That honesty, it is powerful. It is magnetic. Now, let us go deeper. Charisma also comes from self-awareness. You know who you are. You know what you value. You know what you bring. You are not seeking approval. You are sharing presence. And presence is rare. When someone is fully with you, you feel it. You feel like you matter. You feel like you belong. That feeling is unforgettable. So, how can you build this kind of charisma? Start with your breath. Slow it down. Let it ground you. Charisma starts in stillness. When your breath is calm, your voice becomes calm. Your body softens. Your face relaxes. That calmness becomes your power. Next, use your eyes. Not to stare, but to connect. Hold eye contact. Gently. With presence. Let your eyes say, I am here with you. Then, your voice. Lower it slightly. Speak slowly. Let your words breathe. Let people feel your presence. In every sentence, charisma is not speed. It is stillness. Also, know this. Your energy enters the room before you do. So check in with yourself. Are you nervous? Breathe. Are you rushing? Slow down. Are you trying too hard? Let go. You do not have to perform. You just have to be. Be grounded. Be kind. Be fully here. That is more than enough. One more thing. Charisma grows with practice. The more you connect with people, the more you slow down, the more you soften, the stronger your presence becomes. People will start saying, I love being around you. I feel calm when we talk. There's something about you. That something is not magic. It is presence. It is your energy, your breath, your heart. It is the way you see others. And let them feel seen. You do not need loudness to be charismatic. You do not need status. You do not need tricks. You just need to be deeply human, present, kind, true. That is the charisma code. And once you unlock it, everything around you changes. Section 8. Becoming unforgettable, mastering the connection mindset. What does it mean? To be unforgettable, it is not about being the loudest, or the most popular, or the smartest in the room. It is about the feeling you leave behind, long after the conversation ends. long after the handshake, long after the moment passes? Do they remember how you made them feel? That is the mark of someone who connects. Being unforgettable is not a trick. It is a mindset. It is not about saying the right thing. It is about being the real thing. You do not need to impress everyone. You just need to be fully present with the people in front of you. That is where real power lives. People remember presence. They remember care. They remember kindness. When they were hurting, they remember patience. When they were lost, they remember a smile, a soft question, a quiet pause that made them feel human again. You can give that. And when you do, you become the person they never forget. So, how do you build this mindset? First, slow down. Do not rush through people. Do not treat connection like a task. See every moment as a chance to make someone feel valued. That changes everything. Second, lead with love. Not romantic love, but human love. The kind that sees others. The kind that listens. The kind that stays. Ask yourself, how can I leave this person better than I found them? That question will shape your energy. It will shape your tone. It will shape your words. And it will shape how people see you. Third, build emotional habits. Small actions done with care, repeated every day, turn you into someone who leaves an impact. Like what? Like remembering names. Like saying thank you with meaning. Like looking someone in the eye and saying, you matter. These are not big moves, but they leave a big imprint. Fourth, embrace silence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can give someone is your quiet presence. You sit with them. You do not fill the space. You do not fix. You just stay. That stillness, that soft energy is what many hearts are craving. You can be that stillness. You can be that peace. Fifth, share your story. Be real. Be honest. Be human. You do not have to be perfect. In fact, it is your imperfections that make you relatable. When you share your truth, others feel safe to share theirs. That's how walls fall. That's how hearts open. And finally, believe in your value. You do not need a title to carry presence. You do not need an audience to be someone worth knowing. Your kindness is power. Your gentleness is strength. Your stillness is gold. You just have to believe it. Because when you do, others will feel it. And they will never forget you. Being unforgettable is not about changing who you are. It is about returning to who you have always been. The version of you that is not afraid to feel, not afraid to care, not afraid to connect. You do not need the perfect words. You just need to show up with a full heart and an open mind. So here is your final reminder. Speak less. Listen more. Look people in the eye. Be gentle with your voice. Stay soft in your presence. Ask better questions. And stay curious, because real connection is not built on information. It is built on emotion. You make people feel seen. You make people feel safe. You make people feel alive. And that is what lasts. You can walk into any room and change the energy. You can speak with quiet power and be heard. You can lead with love and be followed. You can live in a way that makes people say, I do not know what it is about them, but I feel better when they are near. That is who you are becoming. That is what you are building. So go forward now. Live with presence. Love with purpose. Connect with courage. And become unforgettable, one heart at a time.